In this video, we're highlighting three unique properties. The first one, the Muleshoe Tract 17 in Hickory County. The second one, Panther Hollow Tract 15 in Wright County. And thirdly, Devil's Backbone Tract 18 in Howell County, all located in Missouri. The chapters will be located in the description below, so you can jump back and forth if you want to review the different drone footages of this property. Also, we'll have the full property listing link in the description below. So after watching the video, be sure to check that out for all the important information regarding that tract. instantacres.com.
Okay, drone video track 17 at the Muleshoe project. We're looking east. Truck is parked on the county road, which borders the entire north side of the property. You can see the power line there as well, which is awesome. Property's on the right side of the road, by the way. So a little over 300 feet of direct frontage on the county road as we're looking easterly, with the property on the right. And then this tract goes southerly for about a quarter mile off the county road going southerly. And now we're looking southerly. Now we're looking westerly. Looks like a pretty well maintained county road. Hickory County seems to do a good job on the roads. Heavily wooded property. You're going to see a great mixture of timber with this video. The Muleshoe Conservation Area is just right around the corner. It's less than a mile away and gives you a couple thousand acres of additional land for hunting and recreation. They have campsites. The Little Niagara River flows through there for about a mile, which is a beautiful river. It's clear. It's awesome for fishing and swimming and kayaking and all that good stuff. So we're looking east, but we're kind of flying southerly, and we're moving around a little bit. This property slopes, I think that's the second valley. There are two little valleys on this property. And you can check out the listing page to see the topo map to kind of see what we're talking about, but not sure if that's a trail. We might have drifted a couple hundred feet east of the property. But from the county road itself, once you get back in a couple hundred feet, it kind of slopes down to the first valley, and there's some type of natural clearing. Sometimes with the drone, it's hard to tell, especially once you get back several hundred yards, it's hard to tell if you've gone east or west a little bit. So that little clearing, again, may or may not be right on this property. It looks like we're pretty much south of where we started, though. So you've got the first valley north of the center of the property. As you keep going southerly, it kind of gently rises back up and then levels off. And then once you get to the very south end, you have another small valley. So you've got a couple opportunities if you wanted to create a nice pond. Those kind of gentle valleys could be excellent for that. In fact, as we look easterly, you can see the meadow. That's past the property, 400 or 500 feet. They've done a nice pond in that meadow, and that's actually the same valley, which begins on your property here on tract 17. And now we're just kind of panning around, looking southerly. If we were to look off to the southwest, we were actually just looking toward the Muleshoe Conservation Area, which is less than a mile to the southwest of the property. I guess we didn't see it in the drone video. This is shorter than some. We did get a fairly good look at least part of the property. Having the power on site is an enormous bonus. Actually looks like there's a transformer on that pole. But having the line physically on site is amazing. It just makes things much more simple if you ever do want power or need to hook into it. It's great. Looks like from what we can see, we've got quite a few potential spots where you could maybe put in a driveway and get back off the road for some privacy. Gorgeous property. small number of tracks out here at the Muleshoe project, and only some of them have the power on site, but this is one of them. So that's track 17. If you have any questions, just let us know.
All right, we've been excited about this one for a long time. This is a 31-acre tract at Panther Hollow. It's tract 15. We're down at Bryant Creek. We're really only about 50, 60 feet north of the property, so we're right up by the northeast quarter of the property. We're on the county road. That's Bryant Creek right there. This is up near the headwaters of Bryant Creek, which is actually in the Cedar Gap Conservation Area, only about a mile north of the property. Our truck is parked on the county road. The maps call that Panther Hollow Road. Not sure if it actually is. There's an aerial map. So we're up toward the upper right corner. You can see Bryant Creek, the blue line. The yellow line is the road, which goes across Bryant Creek. It's just for convenience shown like that. We're right where the road and the creek intersect. We're going to be looking southerly at 31-acre property that you can see there. The county road actually borders basically the entire east and south side. We're at the lowest point of the property here at the northeast corner, and it's going to rise up as we go southerly and westerly. You'll definitely want to check out the full listing page to see all the maps and whatnot. We do have a topo map that we've inserted later into the aerial just so you can see it. Bryant Creek is gorgeous. Spring-fed, very clear creek. This, like we mentioned, is up toward the headwaters, so I mean, there might be a few fish in here, but nothing you're going to probably eat for dinner. So again, where the truck is parked is just about 50 feet north of the property. So I mean, you can walk to Bryant Creek on the county road in a matter of seconds. We're actually looking westerly. Property's going to be to the left as we rise up here. Huge tract, potential for probably one of the best views that we've ever seen. The property's the highest on the west side, where you'll find a pretty good sized level area, and then it slopes down as you go easterly. Heavily wooded property. Quite a few hardwoods as far as red oaks, white oaks. The guys have seen hickory and walnut trees. You're probably going to have some cedar as well, and maybe even a few pine trees. We're looking south, red truck again parked on the county road. And as we pan up, you're looking, that ridge you see, basically that whole ridge is the property. So as we look southerly, whoop, that looks like the same map as before. Maybe not, can't tell. That's a wintertime map, okay. So this has got the approximate dimensions. Again, we're toward the northeast corner, about where that yellow line meets Bryant Creek. We're going to fly southerly, turn around, take a look at the property. That wintertime video kind of shows you where the cedars are versus the hardwood trees. Oh, here we go. There's the Cedar Gap Conservation Area, the shaded area. At the very bottom, we've got 31 acres, 31.71 acres. It is surveyed with the corners marked. As we pan out here, eventually toward the top, you're going to see Highway 60. So this is just a few miles south of Highway 60. There is a road that goes, you can go south off of Highway 60 on Highway O, take the gravel county road through the conservation area through the east side, and it goes right down to Bryant Creek, and that's where we're parked in this drone video. By the way, we've been told that recently the county actually just put in a small bridge over that part of Bryant Creek just to make it easier to cross when the creek is up. Just called a low water bridge, essentially a concrete slab from what we've been told. Gorgeous, gorgeous tract. We didn't see any signs of recent logging out here. Everything has been logged at one point in time, and this probably had some firewood cut and whatever else, but we really didn't see any signs of any type of recent commercial logging out here. You can see the county road, which winds around, it goes up. So now as we're panning, we'll be facing westerly in a moment. So it's going to be to the right of the county road that you see to the left side of the screen. A little bit confusing. But I mean, we've got the interactive map in the listing page, so you can play around with that and get a great look at it. Closest neighbor is going to be that farm you see to the west side. A little bit of open meadow area on the south end of the property that we're going to have a look at in a moment here. And look at that, just stunning area. We're about, I don't know, 45 miles east of Springfield, Missouri, so pure Ozarks, close to the little town of Mansfield, close to Seymour, not too far from Ava. Okay, so we're looking northerly. That straight road you see, that's the county road, and then you see the neighbor's driveway. If you follow that county road straight north, you're looking essentially at the west line of the property. So that the west border is that farm you see, and then kind of the small gravel road that you see going off and to the right, the property sits to the left of that. That is a county road. This video was taken before the county came in and improved that, and like we said, did the little low water bridge on Bryant Creek. So as we're looking northerly, you can see the farm. You can basically see where their timber ends, and there's a fence, and that's going to be the west side of the property. So you've got that little bit of meadow to the left of the road and to the right of the fence line, and then you go into the timber. The western side is where you're going to see, oh, there we go, topo map. So the topo showing, if you look toward the left side of the 31 acres, toward the west, you can see basically a level area. That's the high point on the property. It slopes down as you go north and as you go east. As you go north, it slopes down steeply. As you go east, it's as you can see from the drone video, it's, you know, just a long gradual slope. So you've got a very usable property. Flattest area will be toward that west side. So that'll put you closer to the neighbor, but when you're talking about a wooded property, I mean, you could be 50 feet, 100 feet back and be totally out of sight. So that looks like kind of a natural clearing mixture of hardwood and cedar trees. This is a probably a late summer video. So a few of the trees are starting to change color, but not too many just yet. We're just in love with this property. We had a couple different videos from different times of the year. Now we're looking easterly. We're right over the property, over the west side, looking easterly. So you can get an idea of the view you could have. It's heavily wooded, so I mean, to open up that view, you'll probably have to selectively take out some of the timber. Obviously, once the property's been paid for in full, the timber is yours to do with as you please. While you're making payments on the property, we have a pretty simple process if you need to remove some mature timber for a building site or a trail or whatnot. By the way, we found at least one spring on this property when we were out there. No idea if it's year-round, but it was toward the northeast side of the property. We might even have a little video of that. Just a gorgeous tract. Obviously, power's close by. You've got that farm to the west. The hunting out here, didn't even mention the hunting. It's phenomenal. The deer hunting, the turkey hunting. You've got a big tract, so you could set up you know, numerous food plots if you wanted to do so. Being that close to Bryant Creek is amazing. Bryant Creek gets much bigger as it flows southerly and then finally flows into Norfolk Lake. But up here by the headwaters of Bryant Creek, spring-fed, crystal clear. That Cedar Gap Conservation Area is just a mile or two up the road, and that actually gives you about 400 acres of additional land that's generally open for hunting and trail riding and all that good stuff. Beautiful tract. So now we're kind of following the road as we go toward the north side, northeast side. Property on the left as we look down at the county road there. And that's about where the spring was, on the left side of the road. And then we're back where we started. You can see the red truck down there. Looks like some big sycamore trees as well. And there's Bryant Creek. And as we mentioned earlier, the northeast corner of the property is just 50 or 80 feet. It's very close to Bryant Creek. So 10-15 second walk would be about it from the northeast corner of their property to Bryant Creek itself. Awesome tract, just a few miles off Highway 60, close to Springfield. I mean, this just really seems to have everything going for it. If you're looking for a view property, if you're looking for a large tract, I mean, this just really really seems to cover all those bases. So we're super excited about this. If you have any questions, just get a hold of us. Obviously, you can always go straight to the website, or you can email us, you can call us. We'd be more than happy to let you know if this is available. If it's not, we can let you know if there's anything else at Panther Hollow, and if there's not, then we're sorry. But do get a hold of us. We'd love to talk to you about this property.
All right, drone video for tract 18 at the Devil's Backbone project in Howell County, Missouri. This property does directly border the Mark Twain National Forest along its west side. We're looking down at the west side. The easement road borders the entire west side of the property, with the National Forest right on the other side of the easement road. So you've got 200 feet, about 200 feet of frontage, I believe, on this one, on that gravel easement road along its west side, and then of course the National Forest right across. So we're actually over the National Forest. We're looking east at the property. It sits essentially just to the left of that kind of meadow area that you see, and it is like we said, a couple hundred feet of frontage on that easement road. Goes back to the east. Heavily wooded property. Nice mixture of timber, probably mostly hardwoods, but we've seen pine in this area. We've seen cedar, as well as hardwood trees, red oak, white oak, hickory trees, walnut trees. A lot of different species of tree on the tract. This particular tract actually did not appear to have a driveway or an existing site, which is the case on most of the tracts. So that's something that if you wanted to do that, might be a great way to add value to your property immediately. It lays extremely nicely. Looking at the topo map here as we do this, and it's going to be the highest toward the west side, just east of the easement road. From the easement road, according to the topo, it rises up very gradually for just a little while, levels off, and then as you go easterly from there, it slopes down very gradually. So it looks like an extremely usable property. Some pretty good sized timber on here as well. So what we're seeing there, that trail, that is not an easement or anything. That's just an old trail. The Devil's Backbone project had quite a few trails kind of crisscrossing because this was used by the former owners or owner's family as one large hunting tract. So they had all these trails. The only easement is the easement road on the west side. So no one can use those other trails to cross your property. They'll just grow up and eventually disappear. So Mark Twain National Forest right there. So nice having the National Forest frontage. I mean, it's just, we were so excited about this project because it's extremely hard to find properties that border the National Forest. It's hard to find properties even close to the National Forest, though of course it can be done, but finding a tract with direct frontage is just amazing. And it sets up a situation where you can have your private acreage, your home or cabin or campsite or deer camp on your own private acreage, and literally venture into tens of thousands of acres of additional acreage that you can use for hunting and camping and recreation. And there are trails and rivers and creeks. I mean, it's similar to having, a 50,000 acre ranch in Texas, except you're not paying taxes on a 50,000 acre ranch or anything like that. You just have your own private acreage, and you can go directly into that national forest. So it's a fantastic situation. We already mentioned heavily wooded, as you can see. So now we're over the national forest and we're looking east. You can't quite see the easement road. It's just below us, and then crossing over onto the property. Gorgeous, gorgeous tract. After it's been paid for in full, of course, then you could cut the timber, you could log it, you could use it for firewood or potentially for a cabin. Prior to that, you cannot cut the timber, except that we often are able to get written permission for doing an improvement like a driveway or a building site in this case, or a camping site. So you can contact us for details about that, but we have what we think is a really simple process if that's something you want to do. So yeah, get a hold of us. Tract 18 at the Devil's Backbone Project, surveyed with the corners marked. Beautiful property, and obviously the National Forest is right there. So a pretty special tract.
Thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to subscribe. Keep watching all of our other videos. Check us out on social media along with YouTube. We have Facebook and Instagram. And be sure to check us out at instantacres.com.